All right. Hi guys. My name's Jack, and I've never done anything like this before. But I'm very honored to be here today. My wife and I'll just give you a little bit of a background on my story. Um, our worlds were turned upside down roughly, it's, a little over a year now. But back in June of 2019, my son Marcus, who was 8 years old at the time. I had gotten a frantic call from his mother, Ashley, who's not here today. And we work in a split relationship, and we take care of things. She does her, stuff, I do my stuff, but I had gotten a frantic call from her, and I knew that if she was calling me for help with Marcus, which we take care of our own business, that something was seriously wrong. To speed that up, that day I went over, and our son was in a very bad place. He was rushed to the ER that day, and once we had gotten to the ER, his oxygen levels were roughly at 20, and that was with close to 20 liters of oxygen that we were pumping into him. We were losing our son that day, and thanks to all the medical help that we had that day, they were able to bring Marcus back to life and really start our journey to what essentially moved us to Houston, Texas. We were hopped in the car and we sped to Houston, Texas, and Marcus was air transported down for his very first plane ride, which he was very, very excited about, with his mother, Ashley. And upon arrival, things were very, very, very different. We had seen a side of Marcus come out that we had really never seen before, and it wasn't for the best. He was put in a place where he knew nobody, all these new doctors coming in. It was a mess. It really was. It was an absolute mess. And we were sent here from from St. Paul Children's Hospital because our doctors believed in us. They thought that our son was so strong, so healthy, and was like the perfect candidate for a dual lung transplant. And that's why we were sent here, because they believed in us so much. We had now been here for a few weeks, staying in hotel rooms. I had taken a work leave from work. Ashley and his stepfather moved their family here. My wife was coming down every other week. And these are stories you always hear, right? It's Wanda up the street, or Kelsey down the road, or John's son, and that's what I had always heard growing up, and now here I am at the helm of this ship, and it's go time. And so we were full steam ahead, and I remember one of the gals at the hospital had given me a sheet of places to look to stay, because financially we were becoming broke rather quickly. And I believe that the social worker's top suggestion was Nora's home. And he's like, but they're very busy, they might have a full house, but you could try it. They had space for me in that home about maybe 2 weeks after that. And I was super excited because I was charging everything on a credit card and was just trying to make ends meet, Jen back and forth. So I was like, all right, I've got a home to live. And I remember I called Jen. I was ecstatic. I was just like, all right, I've got a place to stay. I can unpack my car, because at this time we're living out of the trunk of my car in the parking ramp, living at these hotels, and back and forth between the hospital. And so I was invited to Nora's home to do a tour, and Meralda, I think, was the one who gave me my tour and showed me the room that would be mine. I was very nervous. I'm 29 years old, and I was just didn't really know what to expect. I had walked into a home, and I'll drop some numbers here on you, but I was greeted by about 20 to 30, 60 to 70-year-old folks that were all recipients of transplants or on the waiting list to receive transplants, and I was like, okay, and everybody. But I got to say, everybody was so beautiful in their own way and just welcomed you in right away. And I had got that feeling of just like even my first couple nights, I think I was really emotional in the room, and I was just like, I just had this feeling of home that I had not had in roughly 3 months. I'm here today to really give thanks to everyone that's able to make the home possible, because I lived at Nora's home for about 5 months, and continued our journey to seek out a dual lung transplant for our son. Marcus was listed on the transplant list, which was the largest achievement that he achieved his 8 years of life. And I will never forget how excited he was. He called all of his friends in his phone book and had told his friends, "I'm on the list. I'm going to get a call. I'm going to be back. I'm coming back stronger than ever." I've really came into my own at Nora's home. Was very blessed to be there and have gotten to meet like all of these just amazing people that value life like nobody I have ever met in my entire life. And I think that's one of the things that's touched me the most, is to be around so many people that have been given a second chance at life. And you don't get to choose the hand that you're dealt. You just got to play it. And these people have been able to, be blessed with this second opportunity, and the way and life lessons that they taught me, I'll forever use for the rest of my life. And I'm just so thankful. I mean, everything that home does is absolutely incredible, and just makes you feel so comfortable. Even when surrounded by shadows, surrounded by darkness, Nora's home was my light. And I forever owe it to this home. I want to make this an every year thing. I want to bring family down. I want to show people from Minnesota what Nora's home is about. And, November 3rd is when we lost our son, Marcus. Marcus fought his ass off and never gave up a day. Nobody fell short. Every grandparent, every single person, brothers, sisters of his that were all there, laid it all on the line, and Marcus laid it on the line and some. I'll never get to have him here in person again, but his spirit will forever live on, and I'm just so thankful to be able to be here today again. November 3rd came, and when that day happened, we lost Marcus. We sat in that hospital for about 6 hours around him and just kissed him over and over and over again, touched him, everything that a father does, a mother does to their child, and just took every last bit of warmth that we could get from him. Ever since I got home, there's been something that's been tugging me back, and that's the power of Nora's home. That's the family of Nora's home. I have been gone now for 10 or 11 months away from the home, and there's not a single day that goes by that I do not think about that place and what it's done for me and the light that it gave me when surrounded by darkness. And here I am today. So life has been able to lead us back here today. We play a ton of golf up in Minnesota, and I knew from living in the home that there was a golf tournament that Nora's put on. I think that was the second day I stayed there. I had saw pictures of the golf tournament. I was like, I'll play in that some year. And when I had seen it posted on Facebook, I shared it, and I said, we will be there. At that time, we had no tickets booked or anything like that, but we knew that we would be here today. And the reason we are here today is to thank each and every one of you for all that you've done to make that house what it is. It is a state-of-the-art facility. It is the cleanest home I have ever lived in, even cleaner than my own, and there is no cleaner house than my own, especially with a child that lived in the house with a lung deficiency. Nora's home, I owe it everything to them. I hope to see, growth in this tournament year after year. I look to be here every year if I'm able to be. And I just want to say thank you with all my heart to each and every one of you for making Nora's home possible. This is a little bit of my story, and I'm just blessed, and God bless you all. So.